Okay, so all of you have gone through management. I have got very few words to share because I have not undergone management education like you. So my vocabulary of management terms is very poor. You have to help me. What is the success of a good business?
Consistency.
Consistency.
Capability to sustain.
Capability to sustain.
Idea.
Satisfied customer. Innovation. Profits. Sorry? Impact it creates. Okay, let me just give you one simple definition because I don't understand too many words. A business, in my view, is defined only in two things. There's an idea and there is an execution. Now, in most management books, and I'm sure you would also studied that, idea is defined as a vision, mission, strategy, whatever name you call it. Okay? This is what idea is all about. No? You got the great idea. You can make that phenomenal PowerPoint presentation to impress anybody. Okay? And this is what most of us are good at. Because what it takes is simply opening the PPT, jotting down few things, opening the Excel file, creating the cash flows, and absolutely powerful presentation around the idea. So typically what happens in entrepreneurship, and this is how I would like to I want you to be mindful of it. More often than not, we are overestimating the power of ideas and underestimating the power of execution. Ideas, by the way, are not owned by anybody. So the moment you got an idea, okay, that idea you will share with somebody, with your friend, with your colleague, with your doormat, whomsoever is you are staying with, your teachers, your family, your friends. And that idea, the moment you share with somebody, does it remain your idea anymore? This fellow also can say that I also got this idea. Can you patent the thought? Is there anything available called patenting the thought? So what is idea? If idea is something which has come in my head and I can share that idea with whomsoever I can share, the idea becomes public. Other than me, at the moment it goes, even if I share with my parents, the idea has already been shared. So idea, by the way, is somehow overrated economic activity, in my view. And people feel that I got a phenomenal idea. Yes, very good. What next? Got good idea. What next? Great idea. What next? That's all. I'm telling you guys, this idea is one part of the success of a business. But let me tell you, in any corporate organization, strategy, vision, mission, the moment you have to execute it, you have to share it. And the moment you share it, it is no more proprietary position of yours. Anybody can copy it, your competition can copy it, your colleagues can copy it, some employees of yours will go out and they will know everything what you want to do. So idea can never be your distinct success trademark. You need to be ahead in terms of thinking. So I'm not trying to undermine the power of ideas. What I'm trying to undermine is the overestimating the power of ideas. So in a business, whatever business you are in, please have a good idea. But please have a great execution. This is good, this has to be great. And most of the students I have seen, particularly in the age group of 20 to 30, okay, they are generally not so good in, because no management education teaches you execution. Execution is to be done at your level, where you have to dirty the hands, okay, where you have to lift the heavy objects, where you have to really write those so many dirty codes if you are getting into IT, When you are getting into process design, you have to actually implement the process, and that is not a glamorous part of the business. We like something because the idea makes us glamorous, sitting in front of the group of people and say, hey, this is what my idea is all about. But the moment you have to go and work behind the scene, it's always good to be an actor or an actress, but it's very, very difficult to become the producer and the director and the support technicians in a film set. Why? Because nobody notices you. Same thing applies here. Ideas are generally getting good amount of claps. Great idea. Execution remains subdued in terms of visibility. But let me tell you, whatever business you want to be in, okay, first think whether you have commitment, you have ownership again to execute it. Do you have resources? Do you have capabilities? Are you willing to go in the background to work on that, or you are leaving execution somebody else? I would say I'm happy to hire somebody who is good in idea but is great in execution. And let me tell you, the more intelligent people are less successful in real life. Why? Because they can dream big, they can think big, they got the great idea. But execution requires huge amount of perseverance, which does not need intelligence but commitment. Okay? And if you have to divide the hard work, if this is 20% of your success, this is where 80% will matter. Okay? So, again, one simple mantra in my view, whatever business you want to do, whether you want to do, choice is yours, but please don't estimate the power of execution. This is going to determine the difference between your success and failure. And let me tell you, if you have a great idea and you are doing a great execution at that point in time, the time may come that your idea may completely get changed. Because when you execute, you really see, when the rubber meets the road, you see the friction. And the moment friction happens, something which you thought is not working out, you come out with a different idea. But that power of idea will get continuously refined with more and more execution happening around it. So it is the execution which needs to be focused a lot, and then idea. And ideas are never proprietary, but execution is. Can anybody copy your execution? Can execution be defined in PowerPoint presentation? So what is your IP? And do we spend enough time on it? So now, execution. And whatever I have said here also applies to in an entrepreneur job. It is execution which makes the difference. And I'll tell you, this is a classical corporate situation. Just think of it as if this is a scene playing in front of it. Two bright young individuals are being hired. Okay, there is a fellow who is good in making a PowerPoint presentation, and he will always be in front of the boss at the right time to impress him or her. Hey boss, I got this great idea. This can change this, this can change this, this can change this. And he will always be there seeking time and attention of him or her, because he wants to create the right impression of power of ideas. And there is another fellow who will be continuously taking the work and saying, okay, let me focus on getting it done here. Whether this idea happens or not, let me get the business going. And these fellows will be working. I can tell you, if your boss is good enough, he will throw away the first guy at some point in time to keep the second guy, and this is how it will happen. I'm not saying that you should not be innovative. And by the way, do you know the definition of innovation? What is innovation? Thinking in different ways. What is innovation? Creating new stuff out of old stuff. This is Baba feels. Anybody? Simplifying things. modifying old ideas and creating new ideas. Okay, so first and foremost, there is a term which I'm sure you are aware of it. Innovation is also called can we split the terms? So we are innovation, by the way, at some time is not search, it's research. Okay, so something which was already there, you're trying to know it again. I'm just using this term. This is not a right way, because I'm not a professor to tell you the right meaning, but I'm only giving you some experiential sharing out of it. So innovation to a large extent is at times confused with new things, something which was not existent earlier. So that is what, so we often confuse innovation with fundamental research. Okay, getting that E is equal to MC square is innovation. Okay, maybe. But if you look at it in a general context, innovation is actually taking any search or research, applying it in a commercial context or applying in a social context. So innovation, in my view, is actually right application of the idea rather than idea itself. So when you talk about research, see, most of the labs today, if you go to different labs, you go to Department of Energy in US, you go to DRDO in India, Department of, there are so many departments, so many universities, IITs, IIMs, they are all full of ideas. They have done good amount of research. So there is no lack of research, by the way. What actually is, as I told you, is that the search has already happened, or maybe the research has also happened, but the research has not yet converted into innovation. Innovation is applying that idea, research, search, whatever we call it, applying in a context where it can be productively used, whether from a social benefit or for economic benefit. And very often the gap lies in application rather than the research. So application is the missing. Very often you come across a lot of people who have got phenomenally good ideas, very good product, but they're not able to apply it successfully in commercial and social context. So, and why I would say again, I don't want to emphasize it, because they have a great idea, a great product, great thought, already lab has already been tested, the product works, but they are still not able to do that because they don't focus enough on execution. Because the moment you execute, you have to actually iron out a lot of things, small things, and that will really take hell out of you. And more often than not, people will vanish from the scene before they even complete their execution. And this is what the distinction would be between a successful entrepreneur and not so successful entrepreneur, and a successful corporate professional or a corporate professional who is surviving for living, or somebody who is going to create the right attitude, and somebody who is going to be looking for next employer whom he can be employed with. That's all. I don't want to prolong it. I think I've already taken more than 45 minutes, already 1 hour and 20 minutes. Am I right? So now, lot of activities happening in our stomach. So unless you have some questions, I'm happy to take few of them.